Sit back and enjoy the action. Kerridine will bring us regular updates from Firhill, but our main event comes from Fir Park. It's Motherwell against Hibs with Lee Miller, Scott Allen and Alistair Lannan.
Thanks, Kenny. Welcome to Fir Park as Motherwell host Hibernian, with both sides on decent unbeaten league runs and with the opportunity tonight to enhance their positions at the top end of the table. Sounds like there's some fireworks of some nature coming from the Hibernian end of the stadium. They're up in the top tier of the stand away to our right hand side. There's some smoke billowing as you can hear the noise in the background as well as they're let off. Hopefully that won't disturb the start of the game, as the referee has a quick chat with the respective captains, Paul McGinn and Martin Boyle. It's Motherwell in their traditional claret and amber outfit as usual, and Hibs in their green and white tops, white shorts, green socks, as we prepare to get underway here. It's a good sized Hibs support that will come through from Leith for this one, and around about 1,300 I gather, and good sized home support as well, as you can imagine, with both sides in good fettle coming into this one. It'll be Hibs to get us underway. The visitors going from right to left as we look at it from our position at the back of the main stand here. Goals are expected, so let's hope these teams can deliver upon that. Hibs just 3 points better off in the table, in third position, having played a game more than their host tonight. And, so clearly a victory would draw Motherwell level with Hibernian. If they were to win by 3 goals, they would actually go above them. But it's Hibs who have got us underway then, and Bashiri gets it back to one of those Scotland heroes, Grant Hanley, in the centre of the back three. Out to the left-hand side to Iredale. Motherwell quickly pinning Hibernian back inside their own half. That's a good switch of play by Barlaser, who's so I think attracted a lot of praise for the influence that he's had in that Hibernian midfield early doors. As Hibs enjoy the early possession, but still inside their own half. It's Iredale out to the left-hand side to Nicky Cadden. Cadden down the left, little flick. That's a lovely little bit of skill from McGrath. He's dragged back there in the middle of the park by Elliot Watt, who's I think a little bit lucky that there's only 56 seconds going. Otherwise, he could have been on the receiving end of a yellow card. But McGrath certainly been in fine form as well, and not least with the goals that he scored to aid Hibernian's cause. Hibernian have taken the free kick. Just looking at the Motherwell setup here, and they've traditionally been Jens Bertolascu hasn't really strayed, I don't think, from the 4-2-3-1. We'll come back to that in a second, because McGrath's giving the ball away on this right hand side, and it's Mazwanise into the penalty area, and it's eventually held up by Nicky Cadden. Yeah, just briefly, Scott Allen, to touch on that Motherwell formation. It looks like maybe they've changed things up for this one.
Yeah, well, I think definitely out of possession. You can see they're in a back five, 2 in the middle with Priestman and Watt, just in front, Charles Cook and Mazwanise. Not so much out and out strikers like playing in the pockets where they maybe want to drag your Hanleys or Bashiris and Iredales into areas where they don't want to be. So it'll be interesting to see how this looks in the middle of the park, to match man for man.
Yeah, McGinn's just sliced the ball out of play on this right hand side for Motherwell. But it is interesting, Lee, that Motherwell, who have been going pretty well, and Jens Bertolascu seemed to have a system that he was going to stick with, but this is the first time certainly I've seen them play that sort of 3 or 5 at the back.
Yeah, it shows you the confidence the manager has in the players, the versatility he thinks they have. He's tweaking things. He thinks, obviously, he's seen a weakness in the Hibs shape or the Hibs team that he thinks he can exploit. And it'll be interesting to see what unfolds here tonight.
I think we're having the 5 out of possession. You're trying to limit that space if it is flat, where Hibs are really strong with that pace in mind, whether it's Bowie or Boyle making that run from in to out. When we see them have a lot of joy from, so he's looking to stop that. But it'll be interesting to see what it looks like when they're in possession. Here we go. Yeah,
Yes, Elliot Watt. The one good thing about Lucas Farringer dropping out the starting 11 is that I won't confuse him and Elliot Watt because I've found it extremely difficult to discern between the two of them. At the start of this season, it's a lovely little bit of skill, almost by Eli, just didn't quite come off, but Watt's won it back and now just picks up in the centre circle. Back the way it goes to Liam Gordon, who's playing at the heart of that Motherwell back three centrally. Paul McGinn on the right, Stephen Welsh on the left. Here's Regan Charles-Cook getting out to the right hand side to Sparrow, who's playing as the wing back in that five, with Katrumbis on the left hand side. It's effectively, at times it looks like a 5-2-3, which is a pretty interesting looking formation, but Jens Bertolasco, as the guys are saying, clearly has come up with a plan to try and exploit something that he's seen in Hibs, but also maybe just to get the best out of his own players in this particular game.
Well, you are seeing now that they've got comfortable possession how high Sparrow and Katrumbis are, trying to pin back Nicky Cadden and Chris Cadden. Also, if it's effective, that takes away a bit of what Hibs are really good at, with them getting down the sides and putting crosses into the box.
Let's see how Hibs try and counter that themselves as McGrath gets out to the left hand side to Nicky Cadden, back into McGrath on the halfway line, back the way to Burlazer, and then Iredale plays it back to his goalkeeper Raphael Salinger, and now Hanley will bring it forward for Hibernian. He's going to try the diagonal out to the left hand side here, looking for Cadden. Sparrow's in the way. It's his first league start of the season, his first league start under Jens Bertolasco. There's 5 changes, as I mentioned, from the weekend. One thing I didn't mention earlier on, it just caught my eye a little bit more recently, was that there's no Apostolos Stamatolopoulos in the squad, which is, you would imagine, a blow for Motherwell, given the good goal scoring form he's been on. But yeah, effectively a front three tonight for Motherwell. At the moment it's Masvanisi right, Charles Cook left, Charles Cook through the middle, and just on the left, but that looks pretty fluid as well, as Hibs launched the ball long, but it's an aimless one and gathered up by Callum Ward. McGinn now on the edge of his own penalty area, just nudges it back to Ward, and then Priestman comes short and picks up possession. The Australian, interested to see what kind of influence he has in the game on his first start of any kind for Motherwell. The Australian, still just 22, and just an 8th appearance of the season, as Ward has it just outside his area, clips out to the left hand side to Welsh. He kills it on his right thigh and then rolls it back to Liam Gordon just outside his own penalty area. It's a bit of cat and mouse at the moment, actually. Motherwell just trying to invite Hibs onto them. Then they begin to pounce as Eli just picks up left hand side, tries to slide it through for Katrumbis. It was a good interception by Chris Cadden over on that right flank for Hibs, but Hibs have given it away and Welsh steps in.
He was just looking at that there from when Ward was stepping with the ball. Hibs whole press is set up to stop the pass in centrally, or let it come in and then jump from there. But what Motherwell are doing, they're playing it wide and then looking to get just down the side of one of the midfielders. That could cause a real problem for Hibs as the game goes on.
Here's Priestman under pressure from McGrath, who slid in and took too much of Priestman for the referees liking it as a free kick to Motherwell, about 15 yards inside their own half. We've played almost 7 minutes, no goals as yet, no real efforts on goal either. So Motherwell just beginning to enjoy a bit more possession after Hibs had started in pretty confident mood. Again, it's Hibs just standing off Motherwell, allowing them up to the halfway line.
If you look at Stephen Welsh there, he's actually playing like a left back when Motherwell are in possession. That gives Martin Boyle a real job to do. Whether does he stay in, protect centrally, which they've probably worked on all week, or do they allow the pass to then go out and there's a lot of space in ground to cover?
And just from a Hibs point of view, I mean, I know that David Gray, I guess, concentrate on what his own side are going to do, but you would usually have a plan for what the opposition are going to do. Would it have even crossed his mind that Motherwell would be shaping up in the way they are?
No, I don't think it would have, but I think there'll be lots of conversations as we speak about how to then press, how to change slight tweaks within their shape, and we'll maybe seen that throughout this half. But it's very, like you say, Al, it's very cagey just now. They're just finding each other out, as teams, and Motherwell seem to be finding little pockets and picking those passes through Hibs just now.
Here's Priestman out to the right hand side for Sparrow, midway inside the Hibs half. It's a good ball round the corner, could be a chance here just. Oh, was he clipped there? The referee has a wee look and allows the game to continue, and Hibs goes straight up the other end. Ward's well out of his penalty area to head it clear before Boyle can get there. Well, there's still some claims from the Motherwell players that there was a foul in there. It wasn't at all clear from our distance, but certainly VAR will have a check of it. Greg Aitken on duty this evening.
He does so well to manoeuvre into the position as well. It's a good move, wee third man run, and not for me. I think it was very soft. He's chopped inside and just kind of threw himself to the deck, so not a penalty for me.
The ball's still not been out of play since then, so VAR could still be looking at it. Mazwanisi just clipped Grant Hanley as they chased the ball through there, and the free kick is given Hibs way, and so clearly no penalty is going to come from that earlier incident, as the game has restarted now. Hibernian in possession at the back. It's Iredale. Hanley just brushing himself down after that coming together there with Mazwanisi. 9 minutes in, no goals between Motherwell and Hibs. There's been plenty of goals from both sides actually this season, but goalless thus far. We'll keep you up to date with the goals that go in at Firhill. Cardigan's there for us. Thistle against Dunfermline. Thistle can go level top. Yeah, Bowie doing well there, but Hibs eventually losing possession, and Charles Cook picks up and tries to burst forward. Mulligan holding him up, but unfairly, says the referee, and it'll be a free kick to Motherwell. Central area, midway inside the Hibs half. 10 minutes played almost, no goals, but Motherwell with an opportunity here to try and threaten that Hibernian goal. Elliot Watt just getting a word in the ear from the referee about something, but he'll be the man who'll take the free kick here, so it appears. Although Liam Gordon coming up just nudges it to Elliot Watt, then plays it out to the left hand side for just further over there's Katrumbas. Back in field to Priestman, who's had plenty of the ball in these early stages. Back to Katrumbas, almost at the corner flag, and he's just swiped it straight behind. Couldn't wrap the left boot around it on his weaker side, playing on that flank, the Australian, and it's a goal kick to Hibernian. But yeah, as Lee said, pretty cagey in these early stages, but it does look like Motherwell are just looking a little bit more comfortable in these opening 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think because obviously they've worked on this through the week. You can see the triggers and the traps that are set from the Motherwell press, and Hibs managed to play themselves out of that one there. Yeah,
Hanley almost getting himself in trouble, but you Hibs forward. I do wish they would stop this fireworks. Formigan has a throw in for Motherwell. 11 minutes played at Fir Park and no goals between these two sides.
Enjoyed the fireworks last Tuesday out.
Yeah, well, that was something special altogether, wasn't it? Forward it goes, looking for Mazwanisi. Iredale lets it go over him. Hanley will just help it back to the goalkeeper. And it's clipped by Salinger, back out to Iredale. Left-hand side for Hibernian, and he lifts it over the top, and Welsh just keeps his eye on it, nods it down to Gordon, with Boyle trying to get in behind him. Gordon now has it on the edge of his own penalty area. Out to the right-hand side to Paul McGinn. And then Gordon back to Callum Ward. It certainly hasn't been an overly eventful opening 12 minutes here. No shots on goal. Gordon lifts it down the right-hand side. Sparrow looking to make life difficult there for Nicky Cadden. He's been held back. Well, Cadden, I think, is claiming it was a handball, and he might have a point, but the referee and the assistant are both given the decision in favour of Motherwell. Right-hand side of the penalty area here, only a few yards outside it, and this is probably the best opportunity of the game so far to try and create something.
Difficult when you look at the size of the Hibernian back line.
Yeah, they're a big team actually.
They are.
Motherwell have worked certainly corner kicks pretty well recently.
Yeah, they've got a variation, haven't they?
But will they come up with someone here from the free kick, which, as I say, is pretty much in line with the 18-yard box, just to the few yards to the right-hand side of it. It's Elliot Watt and Eli Just that are over it. Might be the in-swinger from Just. He steps up first, but he leaves it. Now it's Watt who swings it to the back post. It's I think it was McGinn who got his head to it. Hibs try and get it clear. Charles Cook looking to keep it alive, but coming together there between Bowie and Priestman, and that's a free kick to Hibernian. It looked a little bit rash from the young Australian, and Bowie slowly picking himself up. And a word in the ear there of Priestman from Duncan Nicholson, the referee.
That was an interesting challenge, you know exactly what he was doing there.
A little bit naughty, that one.
Australian rules, I think. Just noticed there that Nicky Cadden was getting a couple of instructions from the Hibernian management team, perhaps trying to get word on in terms of just trying to cope with the Motherwell shape and the way they're playing tonight. But hasn't been any trouble for Salinger in the Hibernian goal as yet. You can see the same at the other end as Iredale turns back under pressure from Mazonisi, plays it back to Salinger, who clears long up towards the halfway line. It's won by Watt, but his header down is picked up by Mulligan, just inside his own half. Out to the right-hand side it goes to Chris Cadden. Cadden now right on the touchline over on the far side. Mulligan quickly closed down by Just, but steps away from him and plays it back to Hanley. Now it's Barlaser just inside his own half, finds Mulligan once more on the halfway line. Mulligan looks ahead of him, tries to play it into Bowie. Bowie does well initially but can't keep a hold of it under pressure, and Motherwell have it back through Priestman. Plays it to Kutrumbis, left hand side, and back into Welsh. Almost quarter of an hour in, no goals, no efforts on goal, and not a lot to shout about for either set of fans, as Gordon has it. Plays it short infield to Elliot Watt, midway inside his own half. Tries this straight ball right through the middle, and it's picked off by Barlaser, who now finds McGrath. McGrath coming forward now for Hibernian, just the left of centre, plays it back the way to Nicky Cadden. We know what a good delivery he's got. Can he pick one out now? Tries to find Boyle in the middle, but it's away by Welsh. Barlaser loses out to Just in the header, but Hanley's there to get it back out to Cadden, left hand side, and he'll go all the way back from the halfway line to the goalkeeper Salinger, who's just outside his box, and plays it quickly to Hanley. Hanley about 10 yards inside his own half, closed down by Charles Cook, plays it to his right to Rocky Bashiri, who got that now famous equaliser against Aberdeen almost a year ago to the night. I think it was a year tomorrow when he got that goal, as Hibs have given it away. It's Mazmonisi just outside the penalty area. Hibs trying to get bodies back, plays it to Just, who's got a shot away, and I'm not sure who that came off last. He's taking a sore one, but in the end the referee's pointed for a corner. Thought it might have come back off him last, but the referee has pointed for the Motherwell corner, but just might need a moment or two to recover there. Didn't get a clean shot away. Anyway, still Motherwell 0, Hibs 0, 60 minutes in.
That was a strange one, because it looked, the two of them looked as if they pulled out the challenge, and then they thought, oh, that's my ball to win, and Eli Just obviously gets there before Hanley, but it looked as if he was... There you go.
A possible penalty for handball. The announcement has just gone round the PA system. Certainly didn't see that. Must have been a
deflection,
a ricochet, yeah, which would in itself appear harsh if that's what has happened. But anyway, let's wait for a moment to see what Greg Aitken has made of it.
There was claims for it, but I thought it was a claim for the actual challenge itself.
Yeah, exactly. Duncan Nicholson is continuing to signal for play to be held up while this is checked. So Motherwell, he's going to come across and have a look here.
Have I missed something? I definitely seen that.
I thought it was along the floor.
We are miles off up here.
It's a strange one, certainly. We don't have a monitor, I'm afraid, so we can't
Did you see that, Al?
offer you any insight in terms of the replay. But certainly Duncan Nicholson has come across to the monitor, and could well be that Motherwell, having really failed to create anything in the opening 17 minutes here, get themselves a spot kick. Duncan Nicholson's had a quick look. What's he going to... Makes the TV screen, and now he points to the spot, and the home fans delighted at that. Well, the announcement was the check was for a handball, and although none of us in the commentary position spotted that at the time, it's attracted the attention of the officials, and Duncan Nicholson, having had a second look, points to the spot, and Motherwell will get the chance. 18 minutes in to open the scoring here.
Came for a really poor bit of play from Hibs. It was as if the Motherwell players, the front three, had allowed Hibs to kind of settle on the ball, and then when they choose their trigger to go and press, it's as if they're startled by it, caught in two minds, nicked the ball off them, and that's where the chance came from.
So Motherwell then have a chance here, and it's their top scorer, unsurprisingly, Tawanda Mazwanisi, who is going to step up and try to beat Raphael Salinger from 12 yards. We played 18.5 minutes. Neither goalkeeper has had a save to make, but Salinger could well be called into action here. Mazwanisi then, already 11 goals for the season. 7 of those have come in the league. Still the fireworks coming from the visitors' end, right behind Salinger's goal. Mazwanisi, can he keep his composure? Up he steps, goal! Tawanda Mazwanisi sends the keeper the wrong way. Wonderful penalty from Motherwell's in-form front man, and he now becomes the outright top scorer in the Premiership. What ahead of Lawrence Shanklin, but more importantly tonight, he's made it Motherwell 1, Hibernian 0.
Mazwanisi makes no mistake, puts it away so calmly. Salinger not happy, but it all comes down to that bit of play, as you spoke about. Hibs playing out from the back. Motherwell sat off them and just waited for them for the right moment, nicked the ball off them, and that's where the penalty then comes from. And as you said, there's been nothing in the game.
Fabulous penalty, Lee.
Yeah, a real composed finish. It was never in doubt. He's scoring for fun this season. He's hit a real purple streak, so he has, and there was no mistaking his penalty there with his composure, and he slots it away. 1-0 Motherwell.
Well, first real goal-mouth action has resulted in a goal, and it's come for the home side. And it did all come from a slack bit of play in the midfield from Hibernian, and they were made to pay for it. It'll be interesting to see the replay of that as Hibs look to respond immediately with the ball into the box. Is easily gathered by Callum Moore, but Kenny Shooter, I would imagine, in the studio will have had a view of it, and he can maybe inform us at half-time as to exactly what transpired, exactly why Motherwell were given the penalty. Certainly the announcement here was that VAR were checking for a handball, and Duncan Nicholson had a very quick look at it and then pointed to the spot, and Mazwanisi did the rest to make it 12 for the season, all told, 8 in the Premiership. And as I say, that makes him the outright top scorer in the league, as McGinn tries to find him in behind here, and he's got the wrong side of Hanley. Hanley's trying to recover. Mazwanisi's into the box, right hand side. He goes for goal. Salinger almost makes a bit of a hash of that, but dives on it at the second attempt and keeps out. Yeah, the flag has gone up. It was it looked like Mazwanisi was maybe just wrong side of Hanley, and clearly he was getting the advantage from being offside. So the free kick is given, but 21 minutes in, it's Motherwell 1, Hibs 0.
Yeah, wanted it a fraction early, didn't he? It's a great run in behind, though.
He actually took it in really well, didn't he?
Hibs trying to play out here from the back, trailing by a goal to 0. Again, it's been given away, Cadden for Mazwanisi, and now it's just, can he pick out a teammate? Barlaza, almost an own goal, second goal for Motherwell, just there to pick up the scraps as Hibernian got themselves in a right funkle at the back. And although the own goal was averted, it fell kindly for Eli Just, and within a matter of minutes it's gone from goalless to Motherwell 2, Hibernian 0.
Hibs playing their way into danger there, but credit to Motherwell, they're up on it. They've got numbers in the box and they're pressing really high, and they force the error. They force the error from the Hibs, and Hibs, the defending there, I don't even know what happens at a pinball in the box there.
It's the third time that's happened, though. That's the trigger when it then works its way out to one of the full backs. They are getting pressed. Cadden's got nowhere to go. He can't shape that one down the line. And I think it's Mazwanisi comes over and stops the pass back to defence. It's the third time he's done it in the game.
Yep. It's just the angle of the pressure on Nicky Cadden, like you said,
really good.
Scott. He can't get out, he can't shape that one down the line.
And once they turn over the ball, they've got forward runners, and Hibs are at sea trying to get back in.
Just got a video sent to us of the handball, which led to the penalty, of course, and it is Grant Hanley's hand which is outstretched. It's certainly played at him from
again,
very close proximity. Hibs getting themselves into all sorts of trouble at the back here. It's Iredale that time, closed down by Mazonisi. I don't know if we're able to see that clearly, leaving it. Showed you can. Obviously it's now 2-0, but the goal, the penalty that led to the first goal.
So harsh. For me it's so harsh.
Very close to him, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no way he can. Is that natural body position? Does he make his body
let's not go down that road.
Oh mate, honestly. It's going miles wide as well. So I don't know. Pass.
Yeah, well, penalty was of course given. Mazonisi converted that, and then within a few minutes Eli Just has notched Motherwell second. There's Iredale and Mazonisi. Very heated exchange there on the halfway line. Iredale's now speaking to the assistant referee on this near side. The game's been stopped to deal with this. Not sure what kicked it off. Certainly Iredale and Nicky Cannon on this left hand side have been given a bit of a roasting from Mazonisi and his teammates, and the referee now stepping in here to talk to Mazonisi and Iredale about that confrontation just a moment or two ago. Just telling them both to calm down. Pretty sensible refereeing, and both will just get on with it. No cards issued.
Hibs need to sort something here. They can't quite
a little bit.
Yeah, they're spooked. It's as if Motherwell leaving Hanley on the ball whenever Hanley plays that square pass either to Rocky Bashiri or Jack Iredale. The pressure comes and it's at great intensity. He's then rushed into the pass to Chris Cadden and Sparrow's really tight on him.
There's another VAR check going on here. The PA hasn't enlightened us as to what it's for. So let's cross to Firhill, where there's been a goal. Kerry Nidsan
for the home team. Looks like Aidan Fitzpatrick with a beautiful curling effort off the inside of the goalkeeper Tyrrell's left hand post. A lightning thistle break, really good finish. Pretty sure it's Aidan Fitzpatrick. What is certain is with 24 minutes played, it's Partick Thistle 1, Dunfermline Athletic 0.
Thanks, Geraldine. The VAR check here is for possible violent conduct, whether that's by Iredale or Mazonisi. It's unclear at this stage. Iredale is the one who's kind of holding his arms out to his side. It's a play on. Iredale having a word there with the assistant referee, but the decision from Greg Aitken in the VAR room is no further action to be taken. But Mazonisi and Iredale just kind of Mazonisi backing into him. He knows that Regan Charles Cook's coming and just telling him to move away. Now it's Charles Cook who's up against Iredale. That's maybe a little quite sensible from Charles Cook, but by the same token, Iredale back there on. Hibs have got the free kick here. I thought it was Iredale was pulling Regan Charles Cook. I'm not sure that
I'm watching a different game here, honestly.
He had two hands on his shoulders pulling him back.
Hibs have resumed the game. They trail by 2-0, 26 minutes in. Mazonisi penalty, and Eli Just with his third goal of the campaign have given Motherwell a good advantage. There was nothing really between the sides, although you could probably argue that Motherwell were down goes Mazonisi under the slightest touch from Iredale. There wasn't a lot in that. The referee contents himself with awarding the free kick. This is going to be interesting how this develops in the next few minutes.
Just waiting for the contract.
Yeah. Mazonisi's just playing right on him as well. A man full of confidence, wants the ball in every area. I tell you what, his first touch here was incredible.
Yeah,
because it was a spinning ball coming out of the sky.
Short free kick taken by McGinn into Charles Cook. Now it's Priestman midway inside his own half. I was going to say Motherwell, you could probably say even at 0-0, and despite the fact they hadn't created anything, they probably were having the better of the game. But Hibs were the architects of their own downfall, really, with both goals in many respects, in terms of giving away possession too cheaply in dangerous areas. Now it's Hanley getting it back to Salinger. Out to the right hand side it goes to Bashiri, midway inside his own half. Hibs certainly haven't troubled Callum Wards, and that pass is not going to find its target either in Barlaza. So Motherwell pick up once more. Left hand side is Just trying to feed it forward there.
They have been the architects, so you've got to give huge credit to how James Bertolascu's set up. You can see they've worked on this. You can see where they think they can cause Hibs a lot of problems, and it's forced Hibs into a lot of poor decisions, and they've punished them for it. If you look at it from a defensive aspect, they've ultimately in this early part of the game took away what Hibs' biggest threat is, and that's down the sides. Hardly anything's came down Hibs' side. Nicky Cadden, Chris Cadden haven't been able to put real qualities on or have any sustained pressure round about the Motherwell box.
Salinger has it, edge of his own area, brings it out a few yards and then clips it to the right hand side, but kicks it straight out of play. And this has been a pretty poor Hibs performance, as Scott says. Probably a lot of the credit for that has to go to Motherwell and indeed their manager Jens Bertel-Askew for, you know, pinpointing something that he could work with in terms of setting up his own side, as Charles Cook plays it forward for Katrumbas to take on the charge left hand side into Mazouanisi, first time shot, well off target. I think is probably the easiest way to describe that one. It was an instinctive effort on the left foot, and that one wasn't troubling Salinger. 29 minutes almost on the clock, and it's Motherwell 2, Hibernian 0. And I think one thing's for sure, Hibs need the next goal in this game.
Yeah, they're suffering just now, struggling to really get through this Motherwell team. They've not got the options they usually have. You've took away the kind of running power from Josh Mulligan. We haven't seen him make the runs that we do in games. Boyle and Bowie have been bystanders at this moment in time.
Anonymous, haven't they?
Yeah. I was just looking at that when I think it was Mazouanisi had the shot. Sparrow was at the corner of the box screaming for it. If he'd have been able to see that reverse pass, it would have been the pass of the season.
Good play from Charles Cook to bring McGinn into play. Right hand side is Sparrow, picked up by Watt, back to Sparrow, right hand side, low ball in. Hanley clears from the edge of his own penalty area. McGrath picks up, but again it's pretty scrappy from Hibs. Cadden just hacks it up the park and gives possession back to Liam Gordon, and now it's with Ward. Gives it to Liam Gordon once more, midway inside his own half. Just at the half hour here, Motherwell 2, Hibernian 0 in the Premiership, as Kerridine brought us news a couple of moments ago. It's 1-0 Thistle against Dunfermline. Cadden clears for Hibernian. Stephen Welsh keeps an eye on it, nods it down to Watt. Watt chests it, then back to Gordon. Gordon out to his right hand side to Paul McGinn. McGinn stepping up towards the halfway line into Charles Cook, who's come into a central area. Good skill, he's taken down, play continues. McGinn into Mazouanisi. Mazouanisi's in. Oh, he's clipped by Grant Hanley. Oh, it's got to be, surely. Oh,
it may be offside.
Maybe it's offside.
What
Is
a
that
touch.
the only thing that saved Grant Hanley from a potential red card there? Wasn't sure if it was inside the box or otherwise when the contact came, but Mazouanisi so close, but he has been flagged offside, and so it will be a free kick to Hibernian and nothing more. But that was almost Mazouanisi in for 3-0.
I tell you what, Motherwell have been a joy to watch. Every player.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, well, clearly they'll check the offside here, and if it's not offside, then I think Hanley probably has to go. But VAR will draw the lines on that one. Yeah, it did look tight. Just a few moments ago, Mazouanisi had a similar one where he was flagged offside. It'll be interesting to see what the outcome is this time. Grant Hanley with his heart in his mouth, perhaps, just at the moment as we wait for a third significant VAR check of the evening. And Mazouanisi, well, he was right in behind. A lovely, it was McGinn, was it, who clipped the ball in behind. A beautiful ball. And
a bit of play leading up to that as well. They just kept the ball.
Charles Cook took one, didn't he?
Took one, flicked over one, and two, played the 1-2, and then a great through ball for McGinn, and the first touch from Mazouanisi is incredible.
Every time one of the, whether it's McGinn or one of the midfielders land on the ball, they've got runners forward.
Yeah, they seem to be picking up every second ball, Scott.
And even if the ball doesn't go into the runner, there's then space in behind for Just to come pick the ball. Hibs are really struggling at this moment in time to find a solution to fix this. Motherwell, on the other hand, that looks an absolute joy to play in.
Yeah, I was watching for the last 10 minutes. I've been kind of trying to watch Martin Boyle, and his body language is just so frustrated up there. He's made a handful of runs, really good intelligent runs, but he's just not been played. But I think that's probably due to Motherwell putting pressure on the Hibernian players, and they've just not been able to get their head up and play that ball.
Well, because the way they've set up, looking at the press and leaving the defenders on it, instead of it, the defenders...
Now he's coming across to the screen here. Now, so that, I assume that means that it's onside, and what Duncan Nicholson will now have to look at is Was Grant Hanley denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity? The answer to that has got to be yes, is it not?
Yeah, if it's onside, I think Grant Hanley's going to go here.
Well, you've got to let your goalkeeper make the save, a guy with so much experience.
Yeah, it's a hard one because I don't think he means it. I think Maswanisi plays him well.
Yeah,
red card for Grant Hanley. And the next decision is, was it inside, outside the box? Is it a penalty or is it a free kick? I think it's just outside from what I'm hearing. Motherwell looking to take a quick free kick. The referee's not going to allow them to do that. It is going to be a free kick. Oh, what drama here. Motherwell, 2 goals of an advantage, and now playing against 10 men for, well, we've got about 12 minutes left of the first period plus injury time, so let's call that quarter of an hour. And the entire second half as Motherwell now have also the chance to score a third goal, having been given the free kick after yet another VAR check. Got another video here which I'm going to try and show Lee and Scott for them to have a look at the incident, but certainly the referee has decided it was outside of the box. But so the flag that denied Maswanisi initially was clearly wrong. It must have been onside, and but it was just outside the box.
Yeah, it's a hard one to call, definitely a hard one to call. But yep, Motherwell will get the free kick. See if they can capitalise on this.
And it's inches outside the penalty area, isn't it? Eli Just and Elliot Watt are over this, looking to add insult to injury for Hibernian here. It's Watt who's gone for it, and it's a yard wide of the far post, curling away from the right-footed shot all the time, and ending up just wide of that post. But Motherwell, with their tails up, a man up, and 2 goals up, it is all going their way in the first half at Fir Park. 2-0 they lead, 35 minutes played.
Well, if they thought it was hard playing against Motherwell for 11 minutes.
Well, it looked as if, see, for this first period, it looked as if Motherwell have had an extra man, so now that they have the extra man, this could be interesting.
Well, it's going to a 4-4-2, a 4-4-1 here.
Played back to Callum Moore by McGinn.
Yeah, Doyle White.
Yeah, well, it's a real test here of David Gray's coaching credentials, as much as he's proved himself over the last year, following that last gasp Bashiri goal that I was talking about earlier on, which really turned things in their favour. It actually came here the weekend after that 3-3 draw and won 3-0, but there's been no sign of that kind of performance tonight. But that was really the start of things going a lot better for Hibernian under David Gray last year, but things are going a lot better for Motherwell under Jens Bertolascu right now, that's for sure, as McGinn plays it into Maswanisi, lays it off for Watt at the edge of the box, dinks it over, looking for Priestman. Can he get the touch? He couldn't, he just needed to take it first time, but he couldn't quite reach it, and it's gathered up by Salinger. But the home fans roundly applauding their side. I was going to say, things are going better in the sense that the football's wonderful to watch. Actually, coming into this game, they're a point worse off than where they were last season at the same stage under Stuart Kettlewell. But the feel-good factor around Motherwell right now, and the football the fans are watching, they're absolutely loving it, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are, and it's a real joy to watch. You can see they're playing with a real swagger about them. They all know their positions, they all know their roles within the team, and they know there's an end product there at the end of pressing the ball or a slick passing move. They're all in sync together, and you can see that.
That's why, for me, looking at it, we talk about being adaptable. David Gray, there's no way he could have envisaged that Motherwell would set up like this tonight, and that's where you got to give credit to Jens Bertolascu. He's looked at Hibs, he's appreciated what their strengths are, and found a way for his team to still dominate this game in a different shape. And
here they come again. Charles Cook's taken down, and that's going to be a yellow card for Jamie McGrath, who clips the Motherwell forward. There's going to be a change here as well, as Hibs try to stem the tides. Warren O'Hara, who thinks going to replace Jack Iredale in what is now a back four for Hibernian. Iredale had quite a hard time. In fact, it looks like a double change as well, with Jordan Obita Well, Nicky Cadden and Jack Iredale have had a hard time in this game, but are you surprised to see David Gray replacing him, you know, even before half-time?
No, not the way Motherwell are playing at this moment in time. I think Abita obviously gives you that athleticism, physicality. That Nicky Cadden, on the other hand, is more of a, can you get him into the higher areas of the park and put deliveries into the box? The way this game's going, it doesn't look like Hibs are going to gain much territory in Motherwell's half. So at this stage in the game, you have to go on the side of not conceding any more goals, especially not before half-time.
Yeah, Motherwell very much with the upper hand here at Fir Park. 2-0 the lead, 38 on the clock. Hibs down to 10 after one of Scotland's big heroes from the World Cup qualifying campaign, Grant Hanley, has contrasting fortunes here tonight, clipping Mazurisi as he went in behind and showing a red after a VAR check, which really I think was probably just to establish whether it was onside or otherwise. Here's Just with some good footwork, but he can't find the pass, and Obita gets his first touch here now in at left back, helped on by McGrath, but only as far as Priestman. Motherwell enjoying themselves here. It was such a kind of tepid start to the game. Lovely footwork there by Paul McGinn to help it on to Priestman. There was really no sign necessarily in the opening 15 minutes or so that Motherwell were going to enjoy such superiority, but here they are with the all A's. It's wonderful as Obita eventually steps in to stop Priestman in his tracks, and it will be a free kick to Hibs. But the flowing football, the one-touch play for Motherwell in the lead up to that, it's sensational.
Yeah, I fear for Hibs just now. It's damage limitation. This is the first half. I don't think I've ever watched a team getting ooled in the first half of a game.
Not at Fir Park.
No, definitely not at Fir Park.
And I think that's credit to, we talk about styles in football. With performance, if you trust your process and your players buy into it, this is what it becomes. It becomes performance alongside results, and that's when you get the fans connected. The players are buying into it. The players are playing with real freedom because there's enjoyment there. That we're up here looking at some of the football we're getting played. It's some of it's a high.
For Boyle. Boyle's in. It must be 2-1. Oh, he's missed it. Oh, what a saving challenge on the line. How has he not converted that though? I think that's John Katrumbis, who's somehow got himself back to stop that on the line. It looked for all the world that Boyle was going to reduce the deficit. He went round the keeper. He used the outside of his right boot to knock it towards the goal, but in slid Katrumbis. He wasn't having it and knocks it behind for a corner. What an intervention from the Australian.
Trust your left foot.
Oh, what's he do? He just flicked it with the outside of his right, hasn't he? Great bit of play as well. We 1-2 on the side. Bowie, McGrath, great ball through, touch, just finish it.
Left foot,
Wow.
Lee?
Yes, 100%.
Well, it's going to be a corner for Hibernian, who do need a goal back as McGrath swings it in, nodded down inside the area, but Fiscan couldn't get anything on it, and Mazunisi will bring it away. He just knocks it forward. Just will get there on the right hand side, tries to play it beyond Obita, but Obita was able to get a foot in and knock it out of play. Otherwise Hibs are going to be exposed again on that left hand side.
I think in terms of the finish there, I think Boyle could have potential. He's clever enough to take the extra touch and watch him slide in. No?
Yeah, I just think go with your left foot.
Yeah.
You take a touch your right, it's shaped on your left foot.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's the chance. That's the first chance.
I feel I've been saying that quite a lot recently about players getting opportunities on their weaker side and looking to come round the ball and get on their stronger foot.
Either way, he's got to score, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, you would put your
He's done great. He's taken a great first touch, cushioned round the goalkeeper. The goal at his mercy.
Great pass as well.
Here come Motherwell again, though. It's Charles Cook inside the area, couldn't bring it under control, under pressure from O'Hara, and it's gone all the way through to Salinger. Hibs certainly cannot afford to concede again before the interval, otherwise it's game over with them down to 10 men, you would imagine. But as it is, 2-0, you never quite know if Boyle had been able to get that back. That could have made a big difference to David Gray's half-time team talk. But here come Motherwell looking for a way through the Hibs backline. Bashiri steps in to deny Mazunisi, and Just combining once more. And Hibs have it through Obita. Back to Bashiri. 2-0 with 2.5 minutes left, plus 6 minutes of here. So a bit more time for Hibs to suffer before they can get in and allow David Gray to try and conjure up something in the second half to get something from the game, but that is looking less and less likely as time goes on, and Motherwell must be pondering that potential 3-goal victory that would take them above Hibs and into third place by the close of play tonight. Remember, still 1-0 Thistle against Dunfermline at Firhill in the Championship. That would take them equal top with St Johnstone, who at one stage I think looked like they were going to be runaway winners of that league. Hibs have it at the back here, midway inside their own half square to Bashiri from O'Hara. He'll help it on to Obita into Mulligan, he plays it forward. Cadden into Barlaza, but he's lost out, and Priestman will pick up on the halfway line back to Welsh. Welsh out to the left hand side to Katrumbis, who kept Motherwell 2 goals in front of that wonderful saving challenge on the goal line to deny Martin Boyle a goal back for the visitors. McGinn gets it into Watt, just about 10 yards or so inside the Hibernian half. Gordon now into Priestman, who looks like he's enjoying himself in his first start for the club. Out to the right hand side it comes to Sparrow. Priestman once more, Sparrow again on the right hand side, back to McGinn and into Gordon. McGinn once more. Sparrow's got a bit of space now on the right hand side, but again he comes back in field to Charles Cook. Sparrow once more into Priestman, midway inside the Hibs half, plays it into the centre for Watt, and Priestman picks up a bit of space once more. Then he works it out to Sparrow, who's slightly on his heels and didn't quite anticipate the pass, and it's rolled all the way behind for a Hibernian goal kick. We've got 30 seconds left in the 45, but although it's not been made official yet, we are hearing it's 6 minutes of added on time for various VAR checks, none of which have really favoured Hibernian, as Salinger clears the goal kick up towards Bowie, but doesn't reach him because Watt's in there first. Hibs pick up though again in the midfield, and it's Mulligan to the right hand side to former Whale man Chris Cadden. It is 6 minutes, which we are into now. Hibs trailing by 2-0. Bashiri helps on to Obita, midway inside his own half. Barlaza under pressure here. I think he was being pulled there, and the referee agrees and awards Hibernian the free kick. They just need the half-time whistle to go as soon as possible, really.
Yeah, they need to see this out without conceding another goal, Hibernian. They've had their wee chance in front of goal with Martin Boyle. If he scores that, slightly different game, gives him a wee bit of confidence. But Motherwell have really looked a threat tonight. Really good on and off the ball.
Salinger takes the free kick out to that right hand side, but it's gone all the way out for a throw-in over on the far side. Motherwell unbeaten in 4 in the Premiership coming into this one, after their only 2 league defeats of the season came in succession against Celtic and Falkirk. Hibs coming into this one unbeaten in 3 in the league since the 1-0 defeat at home by Rangers, but unless there is a dramatic change in fortunes in the second half, then they're going to lose that unbeaten run. Stranger things have happened, however, as Motherwell have the throw-in over on the far side. Katrumbis back to Welsh. Is there any reason, now that Hibs are down to 10 men, is there any reason that Jens Bertolaski might revert to his normal, if you like, formation? Would he go back to, like, because, you know, if they're...
Because Hibs are now in a back 4? Yeah, potentially. But they've got so much control in the game.
They've got so many runners off the ball. When the man receives the ball, when Paul McGinn receives the ball here, he's got at least 3 or 4 options in space as well.
It looks an absolute dream to play in.
I've got to give massive credit to Jens Bertolaski, don't you, for being able to implement this. I mean, remember, look back to the start of the season. I think the opening game was against Rangers here, wasn't it? And they gave away, Paul McGinn gave away a kind of cheap ball, and it kind of led to the Rangers goal. But even at that point, it was quite clear that Jens Bertolaski was just going to allow his players to make mistakes occasionally, ideally as few as possible. But for it to lead to this by this stage in November, it's outstanding stuff and outstanding coaching, you would have to say.
It really is, and then you look at tonight, he completely changes it. You look at some of the players on the bench who are really good players in their own right in this Motherwell side. and we spoke about earlier on in the game, there wasn't much happening. At the same time, these Motherwells are adapting to a new shape against one of the strongest teams in the league. Fast forward 20 minutes into the game and they've got control. They've figured out Hibs, they've got the triggers right, and Hibs just out with that Martin Boyle chance, just haven't had a sniff the whole game.
Yeah, and I think the phrase Jens Bertolascu used in his pre-match interview with Brian was he's got the heavy cavalry to come on in the second half. So, well, might not need them, but they're doing well as it is, that's for sure. As Eli just picks up on the left-hand side and plays it to Katrumbas, midway inside the Hibs half. We're played 3 minutes of the 6 to be added on as Priestman picks up and comes back almost to the halfway line to Gordon. Gordon slightly to his left to Welsh. Hibs just standing off and staying in that 2 banks of 4 with Kieran Bowie, the lone striker now, with Grant Hanley having been ordered off about 10 minutes ago. Motherwell continue in comfortable possession. Here's McGinn out to the right hand side to Sparrow once more, back to the halfway line for Watt, and then Gordon again. Motherwell not too fussed about making any inroads into the Hibs defence again pre-half time, just happy to keep the ball, and if they can open this Hibs team up, then so much the better, but just get to half time with a 2-goal lead intact, and that'll do them nicely. But here they come, and Mazwanisi just manages to get that back to Watt, flicks it out to the right hand side, outside of the boot, onto Sparrows. Another wonderful pass back into Watt again, who looks to be really enjoying his football at the moment, as do all the Motherwell players, Eli Just included. Here he is, the Kiwi. Watt once more, just into Charles Cook. 90 seconds or thereabouts of injury time left to play as Watt gets it out to the right hand side for McGinn, who's well advanced. Back to Charles Cook on the angle of the box right hand side. Can Motherwell create a third pre-interval? McGinn just tried to slide that in to the feet of Sparrow, no way through though, and McGrath manages to get it back to Obita. Obita down at his own corner flag, tries to fire it up the line, comes off McGinn and out for a throw into Hibernian deep in their own half. 50 minutes on the clock, 5 minutes of injury time played, and it's Motherwell 2, Hibs 0, and you have to say that by this stage Motherwell very good value for that lead.
Yeah, they're just probing, they're just enticing Hibs out of those areas and trying to just find those pockets in between. They've done that so far, and they're a real joy to watch tonight, they really are.
Unless you're a Hibernian fan.
Yeah, of course, from the neutral point of view.
Oh, that was slip from Ward there, but fortunately for him he was under no pressure. Bowie hadn't gone to press him, but that could have been costly had he done so.
I think even as a neutral, if you're watching this, you can appreciate how good this is. Really good. We talk about identities all the time. This is the definition of a team playing with identity, passing with a purpose. It's not just build up for the sake of building up, it's building up to entice guys out of shape and then looking to hurt them in behind, and Motherwell have done that.
Yeah, we're giving credit to Jens Bertolascu for implementing the style. Credit also to the Motherwell board who went out and identified him as their manager in the summer as the half-time whistle blows, and Motherwell take a 2-goal lead in at half-time. It took them 17 minutes, 17 pretty uneventful minutes you would have to say initially, but after that they began to take charge, and the goal when it came was from the penalty spot. It was an Eli Just effort on the right hand side. It seemed to us to be deflected wide, but there then came a VAR check for handball, and then when that was looked at by Greg Aitken in the VAR room, it was deemed by him that Grant Hanley had handled the ball, and the referee had a quick look himself to verify that and pointed to the penalty spot. Tawanda Mazwanisi stepped up and sent the keeper the wrong way to open the scoring. 5 minutes later and Motherwell were 2 up. There was another bit of poor defending from Hibernian, as had led to the first goal. They gave the ball away cheaply once more, and Hibs punished them as the ball eventually brought to Eli Just, and he finished from close range to make it 2-0. 12 minutes before the break, there was further drama, further problems for Hibernian as Mazwanisi was played in behind. He got wrong side of Grant Hanley, who clipped him at the edge of the box. Initially he was flagged offside, Mazwanisi, but that was checked, and when he was deemed to be onside, the referee had another look at the monitor before producing the red card for Grant Hanley, and Hibs were down to 10 men. They could, though, Hibs have had a goal back just before the interval as McGrath found Bowie, who immediately played it on to Martin Boyle, who rounded the keeper, looked for all the world like he was going to reduce the deficit, but as he knocked it goalwards with the outside of his right boot, in slid Johnny Katrumbis to knock it clear from the goal line and behind for a corner to ensure that the half-time scoreline is Motherwell 2, Hibernian 0.
On digital radio,
online at BBC Sport Scotland,
on BBC Sounds,
or ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Scotland Extra.
This is Sports Sound
from BBC Radio Scotland.
Join me, Laura McKeever.
And me, Martin Geisler, for our brand new breakfast news show.
Radio Scotland Breakfast.
We'll bring you the stories that matter from across Scotland, the UK and around the world.
We'll ask the tough questions and get answers from the people in power.
Plus sport, entertainment, weather and great conversation to start your day.
Join Martin Geisler and Laura McKeever for Radio Scotland Breakfast.
Listen tomorrow morning from 6 on BBC Radio Scotland and Sounds.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. Half-time in a commentary match from the top flight this evening. Motherwell 2, Hibs 0. Tawanda Maswanisi from the penalty spot on 19 minutes. Elijah Just on 22 minutes. Grant Hanley sent off for the Hibees on 34 minutes. Looking at the live table right now, Motherwell level on points with Hibs, who are in third spot on 21 points. One more goal for the home side and they themselves would move into third. So plenty more to come from our commentary match at Fir Park. There's a massive match at Firhill in the Championship this evening with Partick Thistle at home to Dunfermline Athletic. There for us is Kerry Nidsan.
1-0 to the home side at half-time, and as things stand, Partick Thistle will be going joint top of the table with St Johnstone. No sign of the Jags juggernaut losing momentum after a first 45 which they largely dominated. Scored a really good goal in the form of Aidan Fitzpatrick's lovely right-footed curling effort from the edge of the area 24 minutes in, and should have had a second from the same player moments later when he was put through on goal, stabbed the ball past the out-rushing goalkeeper Billy Tyrrell, but to the agony of the home fans who were already on their feet claiming another goal, also past the keeper's right hand post. Tony Watt also drew Tyrrell into action a couple of times, one a particularly good save from a flashing header, but it could have been a very different tale had Dunfermline's man of the moment, 19-year-old Andrew Todd, made it a dozen goals for his ever so impressive season so far. Instead, from his namesake Matthew's early corner, he rolled the ball inches wide of the far post, much to Thistle's relief, as it's the home side who harbour a one-goal interval advantage.
Thanks to Kerridine. As things stand, looking at the live Championship table, Partick Thistle level on points at the top of the table, albeit St Johnstone have a better goal difference. One game in League One this evening. Again, it's a big game. Allo Athletic 0, the leaders. Inverness, Cali, Thistle 1. Louis Longstaff with that goal right on the stroke of half-time. Elsewhere, some big games in the Champions League this evening. I'll run through the latest scores. There were two early kickoffs. Ajax 0, Benfica 2, Galatasaray 0, Union Saint-Gilloise 1. So just approaching half-time in the 8 o'clock kickoffs. Bodo Glimt 1, Juventus 0. Chelsea 1, Barcelona 0. Dortmund 0, Villarreal 0. Manchester City 0, Bayer Leverkusen 1. Marseille 0, Newcastle United 1. Napoli 0, Karabag 0. And Slavia Prague 0, Athletic Bilbao 0. So let's get back to Fir Park and get some reaction from our two pundits here. Lee Miller with a good chat before the game. We heard from both managers. We spoke about the buy-in from the fans there at Fir Park. It's been a terrific season. The big disappointment, I guess, would be the semi-final defeat to St Mirren in the League Cup. But in terms of the league, as things stand, they could actually go clear third tonight with just one more goal against Hibs at Fir Park. They've been very good tonight, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been a real joy to watch. The fans have been treated to some real good football, some really good interplay, some off-the-ball running, pressing high as a team, understanding the triggers. If you really get into the technical side of it, the manager deserves huge credit. He's changed the shape, he's changed the personnel, but nothing changes in terms of passing the ball, taking a touch, passing the ball, movement. it's been a real joy to watch, and I think, like you say, I think there is more goals to come from Motherwell this evening.
At the back, Lee, Hibs, they actually struggled all over the park, albeit that one amazing chance for Martin Boyle. He should have scored a great clearance off the line there, but they've been a bit of a shambles at the back tonight, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, but I think you have to give credit to Motherwell for that, because they've pressed him really high, they've understood the triggers. It looked as if they kind of left Grant Hanley on the ball and forced him into making that mistake, making that bad decision. And as soon as it goes, as soon as it's a slack pass, Motherwell pounced on it, and Masmanisi's been brilliant, just in that wee hole on the half turn, giving goes. Elliot Watt, you could go through the full team. They're very, very comfortable on the ball, and they understand that. I think the manager's created an environment for the Motherwell players to go and express themselves, do the right thing. See if they make a mistake, try to do the right thing. He's not bothered. But if they come away from that and just play long ball, that's not what he wants, and you can see that. As Scott touched on it, it's a real identity. We talk about identities in football. They have got an identity, and it's pass, move, be composed in the ball, trust each other with the ball, and it's really good to watch. This is the first I've seen them in the flesh, and I've been very impressed.
Scott, talk to us then about that change of shape from Jens Bertel Askew. What's different and what's key to that system working?
I think it's designed obviously to nullify what Hibs bring and the threats that they do. The shapes literally took away Hibs' wide areas, and a big part of Hibs' game comes from the Cadden twins. There's no getting away from that. They put balls into the box and they make you defend. They've sat off the defenders. I think Lee just touched on it there. They leave Hanley on the ball. Hanley comes out with the ball. Motherwell have dropped off as soon as that ball's played square, whether it was to Iredale or Rocky Bashiri. It's a press with real intensity, and when the press comes with that real intensity, if you look up and you don't have a pass, you then have a decision to make. Do I go long or do I try and play intricate? Hibs haven't quite worked out, because when they tried to play intricate and it's run into Cadden, they gave the ball away 3 or 4 times, and they've been punished for one of them. And it's just very hard to figure out. I think middle of the park's man for man, so you haven't seen Mulligan. What's he effective at? He's driving with the ball, he runs on behind. That's been took away from him, and that's why for me you've got to give huge credit to Jens Bertel Askew for setting up like this, and then the players carrying it out. I think we talk about freedom on the ball, but everything's a freedom within the structure that they've worked on. You can't just come to Fir Park tonight, have a couple of days in training, this is what we're going to do, and it works. This is a real structure, and whatever they're doing in training's done at a real intensity, and that's why you get the rewards tonight. So from a Hibs point of view, all their strengths have been taken away from because of the setup of Motherwell. There's no way David Gray this week, or any of us to that extent, would have felt that Motherwell would set up with this. This just goes to show you how Jens Bertel Askew looks to me that he is a top manager, and he's definitely got these Motherwell players believing in the structure, the system and the process. That's when we look at the results at the start of the season where they didn't quite get the rewards but the performance would. Now you're starting to see the fruits of that, and that's why for me, to have long-term success, you have to have a real structure, a real belief in it, and a process, and at the same time he's given entertainment, because some of the football and show has been incredible, high level stuff.
Scott, call it a hunch, but I'm guessing you would have loved to have played under a manager with this footballing philosophy.
Absolutely.
Kenny, why have you not came to me with that question?
I was
completely
I think Lennon would have looked good in this.
Lennon, I've spoken to Lennon about this.
Timing is everything in football.
I know.
But it must just be great to play in this side, mustn't it?
Yeah, because I said it in commentary, like, as soon as Paul McGinn gets on the ball, he's got at least 3 options, and good options that are in space, and that's not just with 10 men. That was 11v11. So the movement off the ball is very good for the person on the ball, and it makes a hell of a difference. If you're looking up and you've got 3 options and they're very good options, it makes you look a better player.
I would have absolutely loved that.
You would have picked the harder one. You would have picked the harder passer.
Yeah, but I think that's the key thing here. So it's not building out from the back just for it to look pretty up to a certain point. Everything's done with a purpose.
Yeah.
So it's maybe a bit of patience, and then someone drops into the pocket and it's fired in, and it's really difficult to play against. I think I spoke to one of the Falkirk players the other day, and we talked about who's the most difficult team you played against this year. Motherwell.
Wow.
He says, I've never had a run around like that in a game, and it looks that way. If you don't have your set up right, and as I touched on, Dave Gray would have set up expecting the same shape, then he throws this at you. It's very difficult even within the game to get that message on to work against us. So you're now a player down as well to add into that. It's hard enough with 11 players on the park. So real credit to what Motherwell are doing and the players for carrying out the pitch, because the football, I'll say it again, has been of high quality, and that just shows you when you have the faith in a structure and belief comes from it, that's the type of performance you get results and you get performance, and that's what fans want to see.
Lee, we spoke before the game about Tawanda Maswanisi, a bit raw but a lot of talent there. He's looked, for me, he's looked electric tonight, and that penalty was tremendous.
I tell you what, it wasn't raw tonight. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's playing on the back of things, he's round the corner, he's touching the ball, incredible. He just looks like a player that's in real form and enjoying his football. He's playing with a smile on his face. His touch for the one Grant Hanley gets sent off is incredible. Just to take it in his stride. Yeah, the ball was good up, but the touching just to get on goal, and obviously gets clipped. He's playing at a high standard of football.
Lee, it feels an awful long way back right now for Hibs. My goodness, what a chance he had through Martin Boyle. Just talk us through that. What was he thinking there with that? I mean, he should just have buried it.
Yeah, it's easier said. You need to ask him. I think for me, it's a left foot finish all day long. If he's going to play it, he's right, take an extra touch, the defender slides in, play it in. That's easy said for here, from the stand. Simple game up here, but he's obviously on the pitch and feels as if he could flick it in. He'd enough time to kind of flick it in, but really disappointed. He'll be disappointed in himself because he takes a really good touch to take the goal out of the equation.
So, Scott, what are you expecting from David Gray in this second half to try and give themselves a lifeline?
Against a team playing like that, I think at best the way the game is just now, can you get the banks of four and try and frustrate Motherwell in the final third? Motherwell are going to control this game for the second 45, just purely based with the structure. So for me, Hibs have to get the two banks of four, make it really difficult. Can they limit Motherwell in terms of the final third entries, and then maybe play for set pieces, and you might get a goal back or a mistake that we've seen that allowed Boyle then to get in. That's the sort of things, but you can't. It's very difficult. I'm going to have to see how it goes the second half, but they would be the key things that David Gray saying. Stay in the game. How do you stay in the game? Get close, make sure there's not as many gaps as there was in the first half, and if you get a chance, can you take it? And the set pieces could be crucial.
It's going to be really interesting. The guys predicted goals, 2 so far. You'd think more to come in this game at Fir Park. 1 goal at Firhill, Partick Thistle 1, Dunfermline 0. Kettering will bring us up to speed with anything that happens here. But let's get back to our main event. Fir Park, Motherwell against Hibs with Lee Miller, Scott Allen and Alistair Lamont.
Thanks again, Kenny. We're just about to get back underway. Callum Hendry on for Tawanda Maswanisi in this second period, which is a bit of a surprise. Maswanisi was certainly playing well, but maybe it is Jens Bertolasco beginning to think about games to come as well. They've got Hearts here at the weekend. We'll have a live commentary of that here on Sports Sound, the BBC Radio Scotland for you. And
can I come?
More than welcome. No further changes for Hibernian at this stage. They did make that double change towards the end of the first half, when after Grant Hanley had been sent off, with Iredale also being replaced, along with Nicky Cadent, with Abita and O'Hara coming on for them. Looks like they've started this second half with Mark Boyle pushing a bit further forward again. Looks more of a 4-3-2 at the start as they try to get back into it. Motherwell will look to pick up where they left off, you would imagine. They've run into Barlaser there though, and it's fed forward looking for Bowie, but cut out by Welsh. And Motherwell pick up possession once more over on the far side, the Motherwell right. Motherwell going from right to left as we look at it from the back of the main stand in this second period. Here's Welsh once more, midway inside his own half, out to the left flank to Katrumbis, who'll try and lose Mulligan, manages to do that. A little bit of a tug from Mulligan, but advantage played by the referee as Charles Cook then plays it into Katrumbis once more, and Cadden gets back to knock the ball out of play deep in his own territory. Throw to Motherwell left hand side as they come forward, looking to add further to their advantage at the start of this second period. Throw in taken by Charles Cook to Katrumbis, low ball ins, easily dealt with by O'Hara. He knocks it out of play down in front of us once again. midway inside the Hibernian half. Left-hand side as Motherwell come forward, and Katumbas again will take the throw-in. It's Priestman trying to make something of it. It's come back to Katumbas at the angle of the box, and Hibs just managed to work it clear. Bowie for McGrath, but he's trying to feed it forward and he can't find a teammate, and Hibs really have to be better in possession than they currently are being, otherwise it's going to be wave after wave of Motherwell attack in the second half.
Yeah, it was really wasteful there from McGrath. He had a good bit of possession there and they just pings it off one touch. They need to, when Hibs do get possession of the ball, they need to be clever with it. They need to have options on the ball, and they need to ultimately work harder than Motherwell, and they don't seem to be doing that just now.
Here's Watt for Hendry, can bring under control. Bashiri gets it clear, but he was under pressure. McGrath slips in a dangerous area, does well to just get it back to O'Hara there, who manages to get it clear up to Boyle. Boyle was clipped there, free kick to Hibs just outside the centre circle inside their own half. 2-0 Motherwell lead as they did at half-time. 48 minutes on the clock here at Fir Park, as Boyle look to be going level with tonight's opponents in third place. Another goal would take them above them. Would certainly go above Rangers with this, and clearly above Falkirk, who they're 1 point below just at the moment. Got a better goal difference than Rangers though, so they can go above them if they can see out the victory. Up to the halfway line, Welsh was pulled back there by Bowie. Again, play allowed to progress with Motherwell still in possession as Priestman. Charles Cook tries to help it on, can't do so, but Lazar picks up, and then out to the left-hand side from McGrath to Obita. Obita just inside the Motherwell half. Boyle dispossessed though, and again Motherwell have it back rather easily. 4 minutes of this second half played. Charles Cook's done well to get it through to Eli Just, and then I think it's been taken back for the initial challenge on Charles Cook rather than the subsequent one on Just. So Motherwell will have the free kick just inside their own half. Charles Cook beginning to look more like the player he was we saw up at Ross County after a relatively slow start to his Motherwell career. Here he is, left-hand side of the box, trying to get it across goal, but straight into the arms of Salinger, the Hibs goalkeeper, and it remains after almost 50 minutes. Motherwell 2, Hibernian 0.
Do you know, I don't want to put the kiss of death on Welsh, but he's been excellent tonight. He must be a midfielder and a number 10's dream, because he fizzes that ball in that half turn, and the midfielders at Motherwell are able to turn on it, and he's just threading balls through, and it must be a joy to play with.
It is, because it's not touch.
He doesn't even think about it. He just gets it down, wrapped in.
And one of the midfielders are on the outside of the Hibernian midfielder, the opposition. And once you take the touch, if it's the right way, you don't have to beat someone. The pass has already beat someone, and because you're on the right side of them, you're opening up and you're away.
That was Welsh getting the ball clear out in this near side, so it'll be a Hibernian throw in down near the corner flag as they attack down the right, and it looks like probably O'Hara, I would imagine, is lining up for this long one. Can't quite see the Hibs player who's taking the throw in, but it's usually O'Hara, if he's involved, who's taking the long throw in. Anyway, when it comes to the near post, it's glanced on by Bowie, but safely into the arms, as far as Motherwell are concerned, of Callum Ward, who's had very little to do. He was rounded by Martin Boyle and should really have been beaten, but his left back Johnny Katumbas was there to bail him out on that occasion. Otherwise, he's not really had a save to make. Motherwell have it left-hand side. It is Katumbas, the Australian, closed down by Mulligan, gets it back to Welsh, who plays it back to Ward once more. Motherwell continuing to knock the ball about at their leisure almost, it appears, but clearly Just has got a lovely bit of balance and a touch, and he's gliding forward. It's a good challenge by O'Hara to stop him in his tracks, but he's a nice player to watch, and when he and Maz in the first half, but Charles Cook and Watt combine, it's a joy to watch for these Motherwell fans.
Just from a Hibs point of view, and what it would be like playing again, there has to be so much communication, because there's just so many runners. I think Lee touched on it at half time, so many runners, so many different movements, whether it's in the midfield or in attack.
Rotations are good, aren't they?
The rotations are so good. that if you're sleeping for half a second, they're trying to punish you. It's really good, but also really difficult for the opposition.
Throw into Hibernian, second ball on the pitch just now, so momentary delay as Cadden prepares to take this one back to O'Hara, about 15 yards inside the Motherwell half. Finds Cadden once more right hand side, quickly closed down by Just, and he's fouled Just as Chris Cadden, and Motherwell get the free kick deep in their own territory on the left hand side, taken by Stephen Welsh from the wrong position. The referee's going to make him take it again.
Chance to deliver there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
From Chris Cadden. The space was there just to put the ball in the box, make Motherwell defend.
I don't know if we've seen a cross from any of the Cadden brothers. I know Nicky's off now, but I can't recall of any.
I think there was one in the first half.
It was one from the left hand side from Nicky Cadden, which was pretty comfortably dealt with, I can recall, but beyond that, I think you're right, nothing much for Motherwell to have to deal with, as Scott's been pointing out.
What a touch.
Another lovely touch there from Just. But yeah, and here he is once more inside the penalty area. Eli Just onto the left foot, just tries to get it back onto that left of his, as Scott was mentioning at half time. I think wanted it on his better foot rather than taking it on his right foot, which might have been more natural in terms of the way the ball was sitting, and in the end it was a pretty comfortable save for Salinger. But another wonderful move that Just was at the heart of.
His balance on the ball is great, isn't it? He just picks up these wee pockets. He kind of glides into these areas unmarked.
They are playing with so much freedom. So much freedom.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Scott.
Charles Cook is taken down by Cadden, and it'll be a free kick to Motherwell, left hand side here, midway inside the Hibernian half. Again, Duncan Nicholson is demanding that the free kick is taken from the correct spot, which it is now, and it's Watt for Welsh, left hand side. Forward for Katrumbis, about 30 yards, a little bit less from the Hibernian goal. Katrumbis gets the ball back once more. Now he's got time to get the cross in. Henry with a glancing header straight into the arms again of Salinger, but Motherwell are fashioning the openings, and Just and Henry in the last couple of minutes have both had efforts saved by the Hibernian goalkeeper. Here's a horror for Hibernian, almost 55 on the clock. Still no real threat to the Motherwell goal, but Bowie picks up here, and the second time Vasquez manages to get the ball out to Obita. Obita swings it in, back post ball, and it's glanced away from Boyle by Katrumbis, and I think it might even have come off Boyle last there, which is why he was looking disbelievingly. Nothing really going for Hibs so far this evening.
Do you know what? I don't mind that ball, Fairhorror there. Just launching it up, changing it. See if you're getting runners off the back of that, and you can pick up the scraps, and it changes the way you're playing, because the way it's going just now, they're not going to be able to play through Motherwell, so they need to try and change things up, get it up front to Bowie and get runners off the back of him.
Hibernian have it inside the penalty area, or at least it was momentarily. Out to Obita now, just inside the box, left hand side, and he's got inside a corner, and it might just be a set piece as Hibernian's likeliest route back into this football match, trailing as they do by 2-0 with 10 minutes gone in the second period. But they need to try and find a way of testing Callum Ward in this Motherwell defence. Can they do so from this corner kick on the left hand side, to be taken by Jamie McGrath? McGrath is right footed, curls it into the edge of the 6-yard box. Bowie was able to get something on it. It's out to the right hand side now for Boyle, who helps it back in. Ward's come a long way, gets a punch to it, picked up by McGrath, edge of the box, sends it back in. Motherwell looking to try and clear the lines, comes to Barlaser, who tries the volley, and it's well wide a target from the midfielder, and Motherwell can relax once more as they continue to lead by 2-0.
It does give Hibs a little bit of hope though, if they can work it well when it does go up front, work it wide, whether it's a shot, a second contact, or it goes out for a set piece. They do carry that physical presence, a bit of height in their team, but they can still cause you problems from set pieces, and I know it comes to nothing, but at least it's, and you go, there's a mistake from the goalkeeper, but at least it's something.
Yeah, it was a poor pass out from Callum Ward, but Mulligan unable to bring it under control. He just knocks it out of play and it will be a throw into Motherwell midway inside their own half, left-hand side. It's a terrible throw in from Katrumbas, and now it's Bowie, and Jens Bertolasco will be unhappy, I would imagine, about a bit of slackness beginning to creep into Motherwell's play, because they're in such a good position and they cannot surely squander it from here with a man advantage and a 2-goal advantage. The one possession back, but that throw-in added to Callum Ward's initial poor distribution from the back will have displeased the manager, although he looks pretty sanguine down there on the touchline.
Do you think that slackness comes in because they're obviously 1 man up, they're 2-0 up? It's slightly easy just now to pick up pockets and stuff, so they're starting to do things slightly different, Scott?
Yeah, well, I think we spoke before we came on early. The hardest thing in football is to do the simple thing consistently. It's the hardest thing to do, because players naturally get bored of doing the simple thing, and the ones that do it consistently are playing at the highest level in world football.
There's Watt getting out to the left-hand side for Katrumbas. Back in field it goes to Watt, midway inside the Hibs half. Looks up, spots Katrumbas again, left-hand side, he nods it down. Claims for handball there against Mulligan, and the referee doesn't think it was. Will there be a free kick to Motherwell, about 15 yards inside the Hibernian half for a push there. And already that one's taken. It's Watt out to Katrumbas once more. Left-hand side, just directs the ball back to Stephen Welsh, which is where Katrumbas sends it. Welsh once more back to the wing-back Katrumbas, coming in off that left-hand side. Back to the edge of the centre circle for Gordon. Gordon plays a straight ball through to, picked up by Watt. I think it was maybe aimed at Katrumbas, but Watt has it into the feet of Hendry. Hendry back to the halfway line for Gordon. Out to the right-hand side to Paul McGinn, and now Sparrow in field to Priestman, leaves it once again for Tom Sparrow. It's about 10 yards inside the Hibs half. Good possession is from Motherwell. Can they manage to manufacture an opportunity from it? It's Katrumbas again, left-hand side, as Motherwell work the ball right to left. Try to squeeze that in for Just, then it's picked up by Charles Cook. He can't find the pass, but it's picked up again, loose ball by Just. Good hassling again from Motherwell in a deep area for Hibernian, and it's out to the left-hand side for Hendry. Angle of the box, stands it up. Beaters there first, but Watt picks up the loose ball again for Charles Cook, and now Priestman. Charles Cook once more, 25 from goal, out to the right-hand side. Motherwell still looking to carve open this Hibs defence as Priestman has it, right-hand side. Now Sparrow, still about 25 yards from goal, back the way to Priestman again, into Watt for Charles Cook, still right-hand side from Motherwell, looking up into the penalty area. Plays it short instead for Watt. Watt into the feet of Just at the edge of the box, dances away from one challenge, then tries the shot, but it's quickly blocked. But Motherwell recycling it once more, looking to wear this Hibs defence down. Hibs with just about everyone back. McGinn gets it to Charles Cook again, right-hand side. Back the way once more to Eli Just, who just is allowed to drift about the pitch, picking up pockets of space and using them to good effect. Here's Priestman. To his right is McGinn. McGinn just inside the Hibs half, plays it square to Gordon. Gordon clips it out to the left-hand side now for Katrumbas, now midway inside the Hibs half. Back the way it goes to Priestman. Again, it's patient from Motherwell, waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right opening here in the Hibs backline once they've moved them about sufficiently. It's Sparrow once more, right-hand side, into Just. He's continued his run. Sparrow once more, 15 yards from the byline. Cross blocked by Bashiri. Out for a throw-in over on the far side, quickly taken. Back it comes to Just. Just into the feet of Charles Cook, right-hand side of the area. Can Motherwell find that third goal, which would surely take the game beyond Hibernian? They're down to 10 men, remember, if Hanley was sent off late in the first period. It's Priestman at the edge of the box. He's gone for goal, he's hit the post, and it comes back, and it's just off target from Tom Sparrow on the rebound. But Priestman, the Australian, making his first start for the club, almost had his first goal after a concerted period of pressure from Motherwell. But it remains Motherwell 2, Hibernian 0, as there's going to be a couple of changes from both sides here. But that was an incredible period of pressure Motherwell had there, and so close to the third goal.
That was incredible. That last 5 minutes there, Motherwell kept the ball for so long. Went down one side, it wasn't on to throw the ball into the box, came out the other side, Welsh recycles it back into what is a real joy to watch. I feel so sorry for Hibs just now. They're getting dragged all over the place in Motherwell. It's like a training exercise.
The passing's still sharp.
It's crisp.
It's crisp, and that's what makes it so good. And the Hibs players, that you can see, they're just looking at each other saying, is it my man, is it your man? And it must be so difficult to play against. And they're not the only side this season who's came up against this and felt the same thing.
And listen, there's no getting away from Hibs are a good side.
Yeah,
Hibs are a really good side. They've just been outplayed today.
So a couple of changes for Hibernian as Varlasser and Bowie are replaced by Chaiwa and Clige. And 2 changes also for Motherwell as Slattery has come on and Saeed is about to come on. Looks like Katrumbis is making way. Sparrow's come across to this left-hand side, and just trying to work out who else came off for Motherwell there. Priestman's still on. Is it Watt's still on? Eli Just is the other
process
player
of elimination.
well, also I had Colin Stephen, our engineer, telling me in my ear, which is also quite helpful.
Come on, I was giving you credit.
I know, I've got to give credit where it's due. Colin doesn't get enough. Out to the left-hand side it goes. So a double change for either side there, as Motherwell just moments ago coming so close to, as I say, putting the game beyond Hibernian, but Priestman rattling the upright with the shot that came at the end of a period of a good 5 minutes of concerted Motherwell pressure. But Hibs have got themselves a free kick here and an opportunity to throw Bashiri and O'Hara forward for a set piece. Free kick is pretty much midway inside the Motherwell half, just left the centre, as they look for a way back into it. Clipped in by McGrath, won by Gordon there at the back, picked up by Chaiwa, who tries to get it back into the Motherwell box, can't do so. Picked up here by Priestman, he's out muscled though. Chaiwa gets it forward to Boyle. Boyle right hand side, good ball into Mulligan. Mulligan right hand side of the box, clips it to the back post. Bashiri's still up there, he's beaten, but it comes to Obita. Now it's McGrath just inside the penalty area, left hand side of it, sends it back into the danger area. Welsh is there to meet it with a header. Charles Cook will pick up and try and get Motherwell back up the park. Cadden makes the challenge and he's done well to win it back from Regan Charles Cook. Now Cadden tries to go himself down that right flank for Hibernian, and he's actually being fouled in the process, and Hibs will have another set piece, this time on the right hand side, but another chance to try and infiltrate the Motherwell penalty area. 2-0 they trail to the home side, but just applying a little bit of pressure as they look to get back into the game. McGrath will be once more on this right hand side. We've got 25 minutes to play. Hibs, remember, down to 10 men, been so for a considerable period, but haven't actually lost a goal since going down to 10 men, as McGrath ponders what to do here from the right hand side. Again, midway inside the Motherwell half, and it comes to the penalty area. Callamore made a decision early to come for that, and he got 2 good fists to it and gets it well clear. Picked up on the halfway line by Cadden. Cadden back out to the right hand side to McGrath. McGrath left footed this time, looks over the top for O'Hara, who's still well up there, but he's not going to be able to keep that in, and it's gone behind for a Motherwell goal kick. So the changes that have come for Hibernian, Scott, in terms of Chaiwa and Clige, what can they do, do you think? What's the thinking from David Gray in trying to claw their way back into this?
Chaiwa I really like. He's got great legs, industrious in the middle of the park, he's got that bit of quality on the ball. I think he spoke about he must have had a virus, so don't know how much that will affect him, but it certainly adds a bit of energy to the midfield. And Clige off the shoulder, you get that real pace about him. His performances when he started recently, where I felt he's played well, but it's a hard two to get into up front for Hibs, obviously with Bowie and Boyle up there, but when he has played, he's been a real handful.
Here's Priestman for Motherwell to Sparrow, who's now operating on the left hand side. to Callum Moore. Just trying to... Looks like Motherwell have gone to a kind of back four now, with Sparrow operating on the left and maybe McGinn on the right of the back four. They're still playing pretty high, in saying that, as ball comes into Watt at the edge of the box. Charles Cook just backing in, can't get turned to get the shot away, and Hibs managed to pick up possession and get it clear through Obita up to Clige. Clige, yeah, it was a nice touch. Coming back the way the Owen's running into trouble. What on earth is that from Saeed? That is incredible. I mean, I don't even know where to begin to describe what he did there. He just jumped in the air, did a kind of hitch kick for no apparent reason, I have to say.
There's a guy that's enjoying being out there on the football.
He's just come on as a sub.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Has to make an impact. He's definitely got us talking about him. Wow.
I just don't know what he was trying to achieve with it. Anyway,
he actually sidestepped someone after he'd done it.
Here's Hendry into the penalty area. It comes. Here's Saeed once more. Charles Cook right hand side. I've got to include that in sort of highlights package, because it was worth seeing.
I know what I would have done if someone done that to me.
Oh, absolutely. Hibs can't get it clear, and it's picked up on the right hand side. It's Elliot Watt firing into the back post. Cadden gets it there before Sparrow, helped on by Mulligan. In comes Welsh to try and keep the danger alive. He's done well to win that. Hendry back to Watt. Watt's playing really well as well. And here's an opportunity here from the edge of the box. It's Slattery just wide. The outside of the right boot, only half a yard perhaps by the post. But Motherwell again, wonderful football. And just failing to notch that third goal. It remains after almost 69 minutes. Motherwell 2, Hibernian 0.
The manager's trying to get a message on to Saeed to stop that.
Did he?
Aye, he's not happy with it at all. Inside he's just said he's just put his arm up. Yeah, I don't think he's having that at all.
Nah, you wouldn't know, would you?
No.
But the football after it leading up to Slattery's shot is something that is so good.
Slats has got that in the locker as well, that outside of the peg.
Well done, Mulligan.
Yeah, it's a good challenge, Mulligan, on Charles Cook, but then he clips it forward, and it's way beyond the two strikers, Clige and Boyle, and all the way through to Callum Ward. But just over 20 to play. Motherwell don't look in any danger of throwing away this 2-goal advantage. Hibs need to provide something special in the closing stages here, down to 10 men. Can they somehow pull off a remarkable escape from these 2 goals down? It doesn't look that way.
That is so good. They're all within 5-10 yards of each other, so there's always a pass.
Yeah.
Sparrow, it's just handball. Mulligan, well, Sparrow was just trying to prevent Hibs taking a quick free kick. Mulligan took exception to that, just threw him to the ground, and the referee, Sparrow, he's talking to, he wants a word with Mulligan as well, actually, for taking matters into his own hand. But you can understand the frustration from the Hibs player wanting to try and get the game moving quickly. Charles Cook's now annoying Callum Ward. The fourth official's having to come on and get involved as well.
That's the thing though, Al. There's getting beat 2-0 and then there's getting beat 2-0 like this. There's two different things as a player. You feel like you're getting the absolute runaround just purely because of the football that Motherwell are playing.
Well, the cheer there is because Raphael Salinger's been made to bring the ball back 2 yards to take the free kick from just inside his own half rather than just inside the Motherwell half. Motherwell have dealt with the free kick pretty comfortably and now are flooding forward, and it's Regan Charles Cook leading the attack, although he's tracked pretty well there by Chaiwa, and he has to go back the way he wants. There's just a little tweak there in the hamstring, maybe it's just a twinge of cramp for Priestman. He seems to be running it off okay after just stretching the left leg there. Motherwell coming forward once more, and it's Saeed out to the right hand side. He gets it back at the edge of the penalty area. Slattery now just in the angle of the box right hand side, gets it back from Watt. Slattery once more into Elliot Watt, trying to twist away from Clige and then plays it squares. A nice ball for Welsh, who's well advanced out to the left hand side for Sparrow. Back to Welsh once more into Elliot Watt, who's had so many touches in the middle of the park, and
yeah, he's been excellent.
Here come Motherwell trying to find a way through, but Bashiri stands strong and then gets the ball to Mulligan, who in turn plays it to Chaiwa. Now McGrath up to the halfway line for Hibernian. They've got about 18 minutes plus stoppage time to find a couple of goals to rescue something from this game. Back to Chaiwa, just inside the Motherwell half. O'Hara wants it and O'Hara gets it just inside that Motherwell territory, out to Cadden right hand side, and then Mulligan, a nice little drop with his shoulder, comes forward. Clegy can't keep it. Wasn't a great pass, but Clegy certainly couldn't make anything of it. It's back now with Sparrow into his goalkeeper Callum Ward. Plays it to Priestman just outside his own penalty area, coming deep to pick up possession here, and then playing it out to McGinn right hand side. Again Priestman's stretching off that left.
He's not happy, is he?
Nah, I mean, you would imagine, given that it's his first start, he hasn't played an awful lot of football, first team wise at least, this season, so the sensible thing I would imagine would be to replace him. As Watt picks up from Motherwell once more, back to Gordon, slightly slack pass behind Welsh, but he'll retrieve that pretty comfortably. Hibs eventually coming up to try and press Motherwell, but again they're able to play around them pretty easily. And now it's Slattery crossing the halfway line and out to Saeed right hand side. Hendry's making his way into the box. It's Saeed up into the penalty area himself, and he goes for goal, but he hits the side netting instead. The ooze come up for the home fans, and again it's largely one-way traffic here at Fir Park as Motherwell continue to control the game against Hibernian, leading by 2-0 with just under 17 minutes to play. Goal kick taken by Salinger. Saeed intercepts, McGrath goes down and gets the free kick on the halfway line. Not an awful lot of contact, but sufficient, as Hibs then will throw Bashiri and O'Hara forward once more. Salinger's come up to the halfway line to take the free kick. They need a goal from somewhere, and they need it fast if they're to claw their way back into this. Salinger to the edge of the penalty area. It is O'Hara that wins it. It's helped on by Clegy there, but Obita couldn't make anything of it. Charles Cook picks up but can't take Motherwell up the park. Hibs trying to keep pressure on here. It's knocked out though by O'Hara, out for a throw-in on this near side to Motherwell on their left flank, deep in their own territory. Back it goes to Ward, into Watt. Hibs trying to close down, but Motherwell confident and composed enough to play out from the back. They've now lost it though. It's Mulligan right hand side, helps it forward for Cadden. Good challenge by Welsh, who claims for the decision and gets it. It's a goal kick to Motherwell, and David Gray looks askance down there at the edge of his technical area, but the referee and his assistant were in agreement. It was a goal kick, so 15 to play here. Any way you can see, Lee, of Hibs getting back into this?
Do you know, see the last 10 minutes maybe, they've been a wee bit more positive. They've got a wee bit more control of the ball. Motherwell have been excellent, right, but they've had wee flashes to get the ball into the box, but nothing at all clear cut. So if Motherwell had to go through the gears here, they would definitely score a couple more goals. I totally agree with what we're speaking about earlier on. I think there's goals in it for Motherwell, but it looks like they're just chilling. They're just chilling, playing the ball around in their final third.
Yeah, quite comfortable at doing that as Ward picks out Priestman at the edge of the box, and now he's played it forward to Slattery and out to Saeed right hand side, up against Obita. Plays it forward looking for Hendry, who looked to have gone offside. He challenges Bashiri, and now the flag does go up for the offside. And it will be a free kick to Hibernian. It hasn't been as exciting a watch this second half. Motherwell still playing some pretty good stuff at times, but as Lee's suggesting there, I think they've taken the foot off the gas somewhat, so it's not been quite as attractive to watch. But nonetheless, Hibernian coming forward now, looking to try and make some inroads here, but Welsh once more in the way, and looks comfortable coming forward. Now he's clipped it out to the left hand side, just too much on it for Charles Cook. Good idea from Welsh, who's been a terrific loan signing from Celtic.
Looks like a Celtic centre half tonight.
Yeah, definitely composed. Even the little parts of the game is the cushion headers. Instead of just heading the ball high and far, he's cushioned it. There you go, there's another one, bang on cue. He's just cushioned it down because he knows where the player is, he knows where he wants the ball. very composed,
when asked to
very good on the ball.
When asked to defend well, he's defended well. They think, as you speak about the other cushions, how often does he just get headed aimlessly somewhere? He's done that about 6 or 7 times tonight. And just that one there, before he made the right choice of pass, just didn't execute it properly. He's got the ball on the halfway line that comes to him, and he just takes that wee rest on the ball, just a bit of composure, settles himself, steps inside, then looks to, it was release Charles Cook, but just didn't quite, the pass didn't quite come off. But in terms of complete for a defender, you've been outstanding tonight.
There you go again, through the lines.
Yeah, Motherwell continuing to exploit the gaps in that Hibs midfield. As well, certainly the team has been reduced after Grant Hanley's ordering off in the first period for denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. As McGinn picks up right-hand side for Motherwell. Back in field to Watt once more, who's dictated play in the middle of the park for Motherwell. Former Scotland under-21 international. He was talking about the prospect of a full international call-up, and there's plenty quality in the Scotland midfield, but Watt's been absolutely outstanding tonight. As Saeed picks up right-hand side into McGinn. Watt once more on. Again, it's lovely one-touch play, and Saeed back into Watt now. Slides it forward. Charles Cook. Can he finish it? Oh, it's a good save from Salinger. If that had been a goal, that would have been an absolute beauty. As Motherwell come again. O'Hara clears with the header. Mulligan trying to pick up at the edge of the box, but Charles Cook has won it from him. Now it's Saeed. Left-hand side is Sparrow. And the Motherwell fans voiced their appreciation as Saeed pokes it to Watt, and now out to the left-hand side again to Sparrow. Gets it back from Charles Cook, but he was offside after the initial pass from Watt. But let's go back to the chance for Charles Cook, which came at the end of a sublime one-touch passing move. And as I say, if that had gone in, I'm not saying it would have been a candidate necessarily for goal this season, but it's just such a brilliant move, and really indicative of the kind of football that Motherwell have been playing as Ellie Ewan comes on for Martin Boyle. Just, again, as we've said numerous occasions, a joy to watch.
It really was. So many intricate passes, played at the right speed, the right pace, the right side of the player, so that he can do it first time. There's just so much that goes into that is really good. Oh, that deserved a goal. It was that good, the football.
Yeah, definitely.
And the things we speak about, the speed of the pass, so that someone can do something first time.
Yeah.
It's parts of the game a lot of people don't think about, but it's so important.
Motherwell have it just at the edge of their own penalty area. And again, staying calm. Takes the ball away from McGrath, and then finds a pass this time to Priestman out to the right-hand side once more for Slattery. Back with McGinn. Comes in field to Gordon.
I love how you get tense when that happens, and I just...
It's just... I try to describe it to the listeners. It's delaying it that slight second that the Hibs defender or attacker, gambles, and then there's a pass opens up, there's a channel opens up to play another Motherwell player, and every one of the Motherwell players have got that in the locker. They just delay it a tiny little bit a second, and then it opens up the channel, and it's a simple pass.
Really, really high level it's been.
And here they come once more, right-hand side, Motherwell. Slattery knocks it back to Watt, to use another bit of trickery to get it away from Clichy and back to Gordon. And a little dummy, allowing the ball to come back through to Slattery, right-hand side. Motherwell have it, it's Saeed. Back to McGinn, into Slattery. Watt once more, midway inside the Hibs half. Slattery with his back to goal, about 25 yards from goal. Then it's Watt clipping it out to Stephen Wells. So many good performers in the Motherwell 11 tonight. As Watt has it once more. Priestman takes over. He's recovered from that twinge of cramp, and here he is at the edge of the penalty area, getting it back for the shooting opportunity. It's Hendry gets the shot in, and Salinger, as he managed to keep that in place, done really well to keep that from going behind for a corner. Again, it was good play.
He's done it again.
Yeah, Stephen Welsh on that occasion, the cushioned header just unable, Tom Sparrow unable to keep it in. We've got 8.5 minutes of the 90 left. Motherwell 2, Hibernian 0. Good bit of play there from Chaiwa as Hibs to show that they are also capable of some good play, which we're in no doubt of, but they've just been second best for the most part of this game, not helped of course by going down to 10 men, but they were already 2 goals down by that stage. A bit of slackness at the back from them, particularly in the early stages, has cost them dearly, and Motherwell have really made them pay for that. It's Bashiri out to Obita left hand side, back to Bashiri on the halfway line with 8 to play. Still 1-0 Thistle against Dunfermline. Is certainly haven't had any change to that scoreline, so that's my assumption, and that's confirmed in my ear. So Thistle heading top at least on points with St Johnstone. The close of play as Hibs are caught by the offside flag. Free kick goes Motherwell's way. We've got just over 7 minutes to play as Motherwell prepared to make another change. It's going to be young Luca Ross who's going to come on for the closing stages, and he'll replace Oscar Priestman, who is applauded off after an impressive performance on his first start for the club. More to come from him, no doubt, in this Motherwell setup. Luca Ross, one of the homegrown players here, will also get a warm reception as he comes on for the closing stages and looks to add his name perhaps to the score sheet before time is up. The 5th appearance of the season for the young man, and it's going to be another little bit of tinkering here from Motherwell as Ross has come out to the left hand side, and Sparrow's gone back across to the right as McGinn picks up on that right hand side and plays it forward over the halfway line. O'Hara will just head that back to his goalkeeper though. 2-0 Motherwell leads. They're heading level of points with Hibernian as things stand, up into 4th place just behind Hibs on goal difference. If the scoreline stays the same, if they get one more, they'll go above them, as Motherwell have a free kick for an infringement there by Yuan. Callum Ward now has it just at the edge of his penalty area, plays it into the feet of Watt, who has to stretch slightly but brings it under control, plays it forward to Saeed, who wriggles away from Bashiri out on that right hand side now. Comes back in field, manages to keep possession well, and the home fans enjoyed that little bit of skill as he tries to bend his run here on that right hand side to get the ball back, and now he flashes it in, and Watt just couldn't make the finish. Just behind them the cross, and he couldn't execute it to get it on target, and it remains after 85 minutes almost Motherwell 2, Hibernian 0.
He's a definite character, isn't he, Scott?
He's got ability to get away from that. Lovely bit of footwork there in the middle of the park.
Goal kick taken by Salinger. Hibs heading for quite a rare away defeat as Clichy is penalised for his challenge. They've only lost one of their last 8 away from home. That was the Derby defeat by Hearts, and just 3 defeats in the last 18 on the road, but it looks like they're going to add to that this evening. And Motherwell, you would have to say, look to be good value for the 3 points, as again the spread play out on that right hand side.
He's unlucky. What he's trying to do.
He's unlucky there.
Sparrow just trying to fashion it down the right flank there, wasn't he? But he just couldn't keep it in play.
It's that one where it comes to you and you're trying to meet it on the half volley and just deft touch it into the space for the oncoming runner. Just miscued it.
Hibs trying to make something happen down the right hand side, but again Motherwell keep them at bay. Out for a throw in though to Hibernian, and back to the halfway line for O'Hara to turn it back to Salinger. 4 minutes left plus added on time. It won't be nearly as much as the 6 minutes we had at the end of the first half, I don't think. No real stoppages other than for substitutions as Salinger goes long. Cadden will challenge, he won't get there. Normal Ross, and it's gone straight out for a throw-in to the home side, who look like they are set for another victory here. And that would take them, as I say, level on points with Hibs, but with a game fewer played. as they take the throw in deep in their own territory. Bit pressure applied there by Mulligan, but it's come off him and out for another throw in. Do you like the way that Motherwell have managed the second half? I mean, they've had chances, they hit the post, and there was that good save from Salinger to deny Charles Cook. They haven't gone and thrown the kitchen sink at Hibs by any means.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things I've enjoyed about Motherwell, they've not forced anything. See, when it's not on to cross it or not on to play a through ball, they've kind of recycled it. I thought he was going to shoot there.
I did think I was doing it again.
I don't think I could have done that here. Here comes Regan Charles Cook, go inside the box, and it's just over the top. Don't think the goalkeeper got a touch on that. Yeah, I just looked for a second as though Callum Hendry had spotted Salinger. He was well off his line, to be fair, but Callum Hendry decided against going for the effort, the Kenny McLean, if you like, and instead it ended up in a Charles Cook shot that went over the bar, and it remains Motherwell 2, Hibernian 0.
I tell you, a player that would have took that on is Callum Slattery. Yep, loves a pop at goal. But yeah, I just come back to it. I just think Motherwell, they're not in a hurry. Look, they're just taking the sting out of the game, and when it's on to play, they play. They don't just throw it into the box and waste the ball and get countered on, and they take that extra wee second on the ball so that Hibs defenders or Hibs forwards go and gamble and try and get a nick on the ball, and they just can't get it. Very clever play.
I think at the same time, obviously Hibs going down to 10 men, it naturally takes a little bit of intensity out your play. Obviously, at the same time as Hibs, they adjusted how they played as well, Motherwell, because they'd set up for Hibs shape in the 3-5-2.
Here come Hibs, it's Yuan inside the penalty area, right hand side, we've just taken a heavy touch, and behind harmlessly
even Welsh
for a goal kick.
Yeah, great defending again. I thought he'd maybe dived in there. I thought he was maybe going to get down and give the referee a decision to make.
One last change for Motherwell as Sapo Song comes on for a relatively rare outing for him to replace Regan Charles Cook for these closing moments. 3 minutes I think are going to be added on. We've got 1 minute of the 90 left, so Song gets a brief run out with Motherwell seemingly coasting towards victory. Could have been more emphatic, but they have nonetheless been a good value and well deserving of the victory.
I think both managers will look at it. James Bertolacci, some of the performance have been outstanding. Here we go again.
Callum Ward from inside his own box has picked out a pass for McGinn, who's in a good area, well advanced. Now Motherwell come just slightly back the way as Watt picks up on the halfway line into Slattery. McGinn still well forward on the right hand side. Here he is. Hibs have got bodies back now, but Callum Ward's ball out from the back really dissected the Hibs midfield for a moment as Sparrow gets it back the way to Slattery, who's taken down, and Motherwell will have the free kick as we tick into stoppage time. The Fourth Officials Board confirms it will be 3 minutes to play. Motherwell will come back the way once more. Liam Gordon has possession, but 20 yards inside his own half. McGinn and then Slattery plays it forward down the right hand side. Obita cuts it out, knocks it forward, but Motherwell again win it back. What do you think David Gray's assessment of tonight's performance will be?
Well, I think first and foremost, you wouldn't have expected obviously Motherwell to shape up the way they did. They were in the game up until Motherwell got the first goal, and then after that it was total control for me. I think we'll be happy second half. They've managed to keep it to 2-0. The way the first half went, you felt it could have been 3-4-5 the way they were going, so he'll probably take the positive out the second half. And you think on the night sometimes you have to be honest and say, listen, we're beaten by the better team, and it's definitely been that case tonight, and you learn from it, and then the next time you play Motherwell, you make sure you can try and put it right.
Motherwell looking to finish with a flourish as Sparrow comes forward, knocks the ball back the way to Watt, who immediately plays it out to the left to Luca Ross. And this left flank for Motherwell, looking to get the better of Cadden, gets to the byline, fires it into the box, away by O'Hara. But 90 seconds left of injury time as Hendry comes back the way for Motherwell. Takes it back once more from Watt. Watt picks up again. comes back the way to the halfway line to Liam Gordon, into the feet of Slattery. Motherwell just content to keep possession now in these closing seconds. Then Watt pings it out to the right hand side for Sparrow, up against Obita here into Saeed. Is there one final blow to be struck by Motherwell to round off a highly impressive evening? It's Osong, into the area he comes, left hand side, looking to shape onto his right foot, knocks it back to Watt. Watt for Ross, left hand side, looking for a pass, comes back to Watt again. Motherwell not forcing it. Welsh and Watt exchange passes back to the halfway line to Gordon. Into the final minute we go. Motherwell 2, Hibernian 0. A comfortable evening's work for Motherwell, although don't underestimate the hard work that they put in to get this. It's Hendry, right hand side. The hard work, a lot of it's coming on the training ground as well, as it's flighted in from the right hand side, cleared as far as Watt. He tries to chest it down for Slattery. Back goes Cleese to help out his defence. Obita's under a bit of pressure here, too much pressure as the assistant flags on the far side, and that is a free kick to Hibernian. Cue for some of the Motherwell fans to get up and leave just before the final whistle is blown, but plenty will stay behind to applaud their side's performance, which has been well, the referee's seen enough as the free kick is taken, blasted upfield, but the blast on the whistle from the referee confirms the 3 points for Motherwell. Both goals coming in the first half. First one from the penalty spot as Mazwanisi converted. It was a VAR check, and it was finally awarded for a Hanley handball on 17 minutes. And Mazwanisi put himself out in the clear as the Premiership's top goal scorer on 8, as he sent the keeper the wrong way. And just a few minutes later, another mix-up at the back for Hibs allowed Eli Just to finish from close range to make it 2-0. And to make matters worse for Hibs, they went down to 10 men just after the half hour as Mazwanisi went down at the edge of the box, seemingly clipped by Hanley, and after another VAR check, he was shown the red card. Hibs might have had a goal back just before the interval as Boyle rounded the keeper, but Kutsumbis did superbly well to slide in to keep it from crossing the line. Second half, it really was Motherwell in control once more. They had 2 or 3 decent chances. Priestman hit the post, just had an effort straight at Salinger, and then Charles Cook was denied by a really good Salinger save, which came at the end of one of many fabulous Motherwell moves throughout the game. It was highly impressive from the home side throughout, and they take the 3 points. That takes them level with Hibernian, just tucked in behind them on goal difference. Hibs stay third, and Motherwell move fourth after a terrific outing here on a Tuesday night at Fir Park. It finishes Motherwell 2, Hibernian 0.